The Texans are essentially starting from scratch this season when it comes to their passing game. They took Stroud with the 2nd overall pick. They drafted Tank Dell in the 3rd round. John Mechie missed all of his rookie year with an ACL injury, and they added Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz, and Noah Brown in free agency. The only notable receiver that's played a regular season snap in a Texans uniform is Nico Collins. Collins was a 3rd round pick out of Michigan in 2021, and when he's been on the field, he's been a really effective receiver. He ran a 4.45 at 6'4". He has elite arm length, and his 3-cone was 81st percentile. So he has the size and ball skills to win at the catch point, but he's also a fluid route runner who can get out of his breaks cleanly. Right here, he does a really nice job running this dig route. The Colts are in cover 3, and Brandon Faison's playing the deep 3rd, so he needs to stay on top and outside of any vertical route. Nico Collins slow plays his first few steps and then increases his speed at the top of the stem and attacks the cushion between himself and the DB. With these stutter steps, he's threatening the corner vertically, and that's enough to get him leaning back on his heels, which creates just enough separation as he breaks inside. Another similar example on this play, he's got Damari Mathison off coverage playing with outside leverage. So Collins runs his initial path against the leverage, which forces the DB to widen out and square up with the line of scrimmage. Then he accelerates upfield to close off the space. Again, he gives a few throttle steps at the top of the route, making it look like he's running a curl, and then he breaks inside and Mathis can't mirror the route. Leading up to the break, he sold routes in every direction besides where he was actually going, and that manipulation of the corner's balance allows him to create clean separation. Right here, he's running a comeback. Good job keeping his eyes and head forward, so he's selling a go route and the corner can't get a read on his body movement. And then at the top, he throttles down, cuts off the route quickly, and works back to the football. On this play, it's 3rd and 4. He's running a quick slant against Pat Surtain. The most common release you'll see on slant routes versus press coverage is called a diamond release, which is one hard step with the outside foot to get the corner to flip his hips and then you break inside. But Collins uses a variation of this release where he comes to balance and takes 3 steps to fully establish outside leverage. One jab step from a squared alignment isn't going to be much of a threat to Pat Surtain, but widening out this much forces Surtain to shuffle outside, and then Collins breaks in the opposite direction, uses the inside hand to shield off the corner, and makes the catch. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and also follow us on all of our social medias. The links to those are in the description. And he's also an effective vertical route runner. Right here, he's got off coverage in the red zone. He power skips to close the space, flashes inside to fake the slant route, and then breaks downfield and swims over the top for the touchdown. Good job here against JC Jackson. He starts off with an inside release. He's got this deep safety over the top and the corner underneath him in trail technique, so he drifts his route to the sideline, which manipulates both defenders. Once he stacks JC Jackson, he gives a few steps like he's running a sail route, which causes Jackson to decelerate, and the safety thinks Collins is breaking to the sideline, so the only route he'd have any chance of impacting is Brandon Cooks on this deep crosser. And these 2 or 3 steps upfield from the safety where he's getting ready to break on the over route allows Collins to get separation over the top. So with this combination of size and route running, Nico Collins should have a lot more production than he's had over his first 2 seasons. He has 927 yards and 3 touchdowns for his career, and that's one of the biggest discrepancies I've seen between raw production and how good a player is on tape. And the 2 things that have held Nico Collins back are injuries and quarterback play. He's missed 10 games over the last 2 seasons. Last year, he went on IR in week 10 with a foot injury, so staying healthy is priority number 1. But he's also one of the receivers that's been hurt the most by who he's had throwing him the football. Looking at his stats from last year, he was near the bottom of the league with a 57.8% completion rate when targeted, but that doesn't tell you much at all about Nico Collins, and when you look deeper into the numbers or you watch the tape, this is pretty clearly a Davis Mills stat. Nico Collins was one of 5 receivers last year with 60 targets and 0 drops. He led the NFL in contested catch rate at 75%. He had the lowest percentage of targets that were catchable of any receiver in the NFL, so he only had a chance at bringing in 62% of his targets last year, but on passes that were catchable, he had the 7th highest completion rate at 90%. I don't think there was a receiver who was directly hurt by quarterback play more than Nico Collins. He has some of the best hands in the NFL. He catches everything that's within reach, but most of his stats are brought down by 2 or 3 empty targets every game that no one would have any chance at. I think it's fair to expect some growing pains for CJ Stroud as a rookie, but I'd be shocked if he wasn't a significant upgrade to Davis Mills in terms of accuracy. And if Nico Collins can stay healthy, I expect him to be this team's #1 receiving option and finally be able to put up numbers that match his ability. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any NFL players or teams that you'd like me to cover.